What's good, everybody? It's your boy Josh. I got my man's 100 grand K. Look, it's been a long time no see. We gotta start doing these more often. I think I finally found the app that we can use where we can record and be able to start pushing out. I ain't gonna lie, J and K show, and start talking about more football, music, and whatever it is that's going on because I missed this. Use my guy. Me moving out has been tough. So we are here for draft season. I'm hyped for draft. How you feeling about draft, man?
Hey man, you know this is my favorite time of the year, man. New talent coming into the league, um, which is going to lead to new schemes, new coverages. It's the best time of the year, man. If you're really a football junkie, this is the best time.
Yeah, I mean, and this is supposed to be a really deep class as far as like wide receivers go, quarterbacks.
Allegedly.
And yeah, that's why I know. Allegedly. We already know how that go, man. Like one thing about drafts is we could say a draft class is strong, and then they get out there and it's really an average
Go
class or a
ahead.
below average
Go
class.
ahead, say what you want to say. What draft class you want to say.
I
You
wasn't
say
about
the
to say
same
it. I
thing
actually
every
wasn't
time.
about to say that. See, you was about to see you wrong. Actually, you thought I was gonna bring up the 2010 class or 11 class. I wasn't bringing that up. I was gonna bring the 2007 class. Because I was going to say the 2007 class was supposed to be the super strong class. That was the class with Reggie Bush and everybody. And that class actually wasn't as great as everybody. I remember it was supposed to be an all-time class. Vince Young, Matt Liner. You had all these dogs that was in one weight. I mean, not weight class, in one draft class, and it was cool. It was alright.
Yeah, very underwhelming. Mario Williams was good, but he wasn't as good as they were saying.
And that came
Reggie
out of nowhere because if you remember, it really was like Reggie Bush,
Yeah, they
like
called the last game, if you remember correctly, they called the
Bush
last game
Bowl.
of the season the Reggie Bush Bowl.
Yeah, it was the Bush Bowl. Yeah, and then random out of nowhere, literally the day before. I think that's the last time that's happened where they actually announced the first pick before the
Yeah,
draft.
he signed his contract before the draft.
Yeah, I think that's the
Insane.
last time that's ever happened. So that's
Is
a
that
little
the
fun.
only time it's happened? That
No,
might
I
be the
said the
only.
last time.
But is it the only? I've never heard of that before.
I
I'll
don't
tell you
know
that
because
straight.
I wasn't. To be honest with you, that was the first draft I actually was like knee deep in. I don't think I was really like into like the NFL draft like it is now. I think that was the first one for me, so I couldn't tell you. But I know that I mean, at the end of the day, the draft now has like taken over. Like it gets more ratings than freaking NBA playoffs. So we all gonna be locked in. I'm so hyped for it, and it's also going to star a guy who's from our home county, my home city, and Bowie, Caleb Williams. So first things first, he's allegedly the number one pick. Who most people, everybody knows he's the pick. But there's a lot of doubt and a lot of haters. But then you got the people who love him. Where do you land on Caleb Williams?
I'm gonna tell you, man. I think this guy's the next Patrick Mahomes. Funny story. As you know, if you guys didn't know, me and Josh actually went to high school together.
Yeah,
So I was at a McNamara football game last season, and I walked up to the athletic director. He was just the basketball coach when I was there, but now he's the athletic director. I asked him, I said, "Who's the best athlete you've ever seen in the WCAC?" Now, if you guys are not familiar with the WCAC, just know we have like Stephon Diggs, you know, we have Kendall Marshall, we have a lot of NBA, NFL players. He said it's not even close. Caleb Williams. He said that kid was throwing 30-yard out routes as a freshman on varsity. I said, my goodness, 30-yard out routes. And he said the only reason they didn't win four championships is because one
COVID.
was a COVID year.
Yeah, it's COVID. Yeah,
This guy's the real deal, man. I feel like it's too much talk about stuff that really doesn't have anything to do with football. Oh, he paints his nails. Who cares, bro? A lot of people
who
paint their
cares?
nails now. You know what I mean? D
And
Wade painted his
also,
nails.
like to that point, like if you've been around some Bowie dudes, bro, like it kind of goes with the flow, man. Like it's just they kind of weird like that, and you just gotta just shake your head.
I'm
That's
not even
what
gonna call it weird. This is the new era, man. You know what I mean?
that
This is
is
what
true.
you got to think. The hot rappers right now. Lil Uzi is on fire. Playboy Cardi's on fire.
Yeah,
These
Lil
guys paint
Uzi
their
weird,
nails.
brother. Lil Uzi weird, bro.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying this. You got to think. This being one of the hot rappers makes that type of stuff normalized. You get what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Like, who we
But
look
back,
up to celebrities as younger people. We look up to celebrities to see what's cool and what's not. So I really don't care about that. What I do care about is that guy can play football. He can
Yeah.
scramble. He's strong. He can shove off defenders. He can, and most impressed. I don't think I've ever seen anybody throw on the run this good ever in life. I'm
Yeah,
talking about like
he throws
I've seen.
dimes.
Yeah, I've seen him running full speed to the right and throw like a 40-yard frozen rope. This guy's the real deal, man. The,
I knew Caleb was real before he even like actually played for Oklahoma. When they were out here calling for Caleb when Spencer Rattler was their quarterback, I was like,
and
why are
Spencer,
they
and just in case you guys like are
Spencer
new
was the
to college
number
football,
one quarterback
he was the number one
in the
quarterback in high
country.
school. And if you go back and look at mock drafts, he was projected to go number one that season. Which
Yeah,
is
and if
that's
you
why it
look,
was really weird when I watched the interview Caleb had with Ryan Clark, where he was like he was shocked he wasn't starting. I'm like, did you watch like football that year? Like Spencer Rattler's the real deal. But that just goes to show, like you said, the fact that Lincoln Riley even contemplated, I'm gonna put Caleb Williams in the game,
and
shows
eventually
how,
did.
yeah, it shows how talented he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, this
he's a
guy's
bit on the he's a bit on the smaller side. He doesn't play within a structure often, which not I can say often, but he doesn't do he relies more so on his athletic ability, his natural instinct, which can get him in trouble in the NFL. Some of the stuff that he does probably will not fly in the NFL, but at the end of the day, he is a game changer. He is easily the number one quarterback in this draft. The Bears, I personally, and I know you going, we're not going to debate about this right now, okay, because we ain't got that much time.
I was
But I
gonna do
didn't
it
think
anyway.
but we did. I don't think the Bears necessarily made the right choice. I would have kept Fields and I would have traded the pick.
And you would have
But
got fired.
okay, cool. I'd have got fired then. But yet and still, if they traded him, cool. You know who you getting. It is Caleb Williams, 1,000%. Now the question is, with the Commanders, is Jaden Daniels the pick?
This is the only pick. Like it's too much talk about who should go. Okay, if you take Drake May, he's not gonna be good. So that's just bottom line. He's not gonna be good. So you taking a risk there, right? Now the reason why you take Daniels, you know he has the highest ceiling. When you drafting that high, you want to ask yourself, who has the chance to be the best player? That's what you when you're drafting that high. That's what you want. Now, if you're a good team drafting, you're like, okay, I just need somebody who can play right now. That's different. If you look at like from a basketball perspective, my Miami Heat, we drafted Jaime Jaquez Jr. We weren't talking about what's his ceiling. No, we were like, can he play right now? He started 2 playoff games. He's playing great. When you're drafting that high, you want to say, okay, can I see this guy being one of the top 5 quarterbacks? I can see that. I can see Jaden Daniels being RG3 without injuries. I can see it. Bo Nix, you know what he's going to be. He's going to have a high floor. He's probably not going to be, it's probably a 0% chance he'll be a terrible quarterback. And
I disagree.
I feel the
He
same
will
way.
be bad.
Nah, Bo Nix will not be bad. Bo Nix
He's
at
going to be
worst,
bad, brother.
Bo Nix is gonna be a good quarterback. But
No,
we
he's
don't.
not.
But when I say good quarterback, I don't mean like he's gonna be an MVP candidate. I mean he's gonna probably take good care of the ball, and he's gonna be a game manager, which is good in the league. Um, so Bo Nix is a good pick, but you can't take him at number 2.
You got
JJ
JJ.
McCarthy, I think is going to be good, but I still think Jaden Daniels has a way higher ceiling. And I like McCarthy, but his ceiling is higher. Um, but if you take Drake May, just go ahead and fire everybody now. He's not going to be good.
I like how that's the one that you're just he's not gonna be good, but Bo Nix is gonna have whatever. I'm not with you on that note, but I will say
Drake
I think
May has
Jaden
a higher
Daniels.
ceiling, though. Just make sure you understand what I'm saying.
I
Drake
get
May
what you're
has a
saying,
higher
but
ceiling than Bo Nix, but he's not going to be better than Bo Nix.
I disagree. But I will say that I think Jaden Daniels is the pick as well. Commanders have made some, and it hurts me to say this because I am a habitual and honest hater of the Commanders. I hope they
We
suck
know.
every single year, and it's okay. I admit to that. But yet and still, I will say they have made some really good decisions, GM wise, organization wise. Like I honestly have liked the stuff that they've done. I think Jeremy Chin is going to be an amazing player for them. I personally wanted to keep him, but it is what it is. Hold on. Frankie Louvu don't play for them no more. Who's Frankie play for? He played for the Cowboys.
No,
I
he
forget
plays
who.
for the Commanders. If
He's
I'm
been, oh
not
yeah, okay,
mistaken.
that's what I thought. I thought so, cause I just forgot. But I knew he don't play for us no more. Frankie Louvu's a playmaker. I don't think that he's elite, but he is a very good playmaker, and
And
he's
if
going to
you
be a good
watch
person.
Commanders football, you know the
Linebackers is
linebacker
an issue.
play is
Yeah,
horrific.
and he's going to improve that immediately, depending on how you use him. Now, I will say that do not use him as a Mike. He will struggle. Mightily. Don't do that. That's besides the point. That's going. But as far as the pick, it should be Jaden Daniels. I think that they will make the smart decision. He does have a high ceiling. He is a playmaker in himself, and when in ish breakdown, he will make a play himself. He will make the play. And also not to mention, here's the in my opinion the biggest reason outside of the fact that he's just a really good player. The Commanders need to sell tickets. Let's just keep it at that. Selling tickets is top priority with this new organization. You just bought it recently. It's honestly been a hellhole at FedEx. It's been an away game for the home team for probably a decade now. It's you need to bring in revenue. You need to get the crowd excited. And honestly, there is no better candidate outside of Caleb than Jaden Daniels that bring people in. I'm telling you right now, you draft Jaden, FedEx will be packed at least week one. It will be packed full of Commander fans with new hope, new energy, and it's going to be bigger than if you draft any other quarterback not named Caleb Williams.
Any other
So,
player.
yeah, any other player not named Caleb Williams. Caleb, if he somehow was the second pick, he's the automatic pick. He's a hometown guy. That's obviously selling. Y'all selling out every week. That's a whole nother story. That's not happening. Might as well go ahead and sleep on that. But since we was already talking quarterbacks, I want to hear your top five rankings, and we're kind of going all over the place because right now there's no structure. We're just talking ball. I want to hear your top five quarterbacks and wide receivers. Since this is supposed to be a strong class for both, I want to know who's your top five.
Quarterbacks, the first, I think it's separated by tiers. I think Caleb is in a tier of his own. I
I
think
agree.
in a class of Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, and Joe Burrow, I'd probably take Caleb Williams first.
What?
Going off college, not going off the NFL, but like going off college, I'd probably take Caleb over Joe. And
I'm
I'm a Joe
surprised you would
guy,
say that. I thought you would put Joey first.
and I'm a Joe guy. But as a prospect, not as a player, but as a prospect, I would take Caleb over both of them. So I think he's in a tier of his own. Second tier, I'm gonna go Jaden Daniels. He's the second quarterback. His ceiling is just so high, man. Like this guy could potentially, he could be a guy that throws for 25 touchdowns and runs for 800 yards. I think potentially. Um, but I would go him second. Now this is where it gets dicey. After those two, it's a drop off. I don't have Drake May top five. I'm telling y'all that right now.
The disrespect, brother. I don't really. I'm
I
not
know
feeling
you
you,
from
man.
Carolina, but
I'm not
I
feeling you, brother.
when I see a player just do different things every time he throws, that kind of makes me like think he's guessing. It's like he throws the ball one way one time, and then the next way is completely different. I don't. That's weird to me. So I don't have Drake May at all. Um, as the third, obviously, like I said earlier, I'm gonna take Bo Nix
Get the
because
hell out of here.
Bo Nix is big. He's strong. He's athletic, and he
Indeed.
can do the little things. He can throw a screen. He can get his team in and out of the huddle. He's a professional. He breathes football. Actually, no. J.J. McCarthy is my three. I'm sorry. Bo Nix is fourth for those reasons. Professional. Now, J.J. McCarthy has all of those same tools Bo Nix has, but I think he has a higher ceiling due to him having a slightly better arm, and him being a little more athletic. Bo Nix is stronger, but I think J.J. McCarthy is overall a better athlete, and he's a can't miss as far as like if you look up quarterback like this guy's a football player, you look up J.J. McCarthy. The way he carries himself, the way he goes about his business, the way he puts the team first. Because I'm gonna be honest, if I was a quarterback, I'm not doing none of that stuff they had him doing. Harbaugh had him doing. Run the ball every play, 30 runs. Now I'm changing the play every time at the line of scrimmage. I'm trying to throw the ball all over the yard. But he just went about it. Okay, we got -1 yard, we got -2 yards. It's 3rd and 12. Now I gotta throw a frozen rope because we're trying to run the ball every play. And honestly, I've seen him do it. So I think he has a higher ceiling than Bo. And my 5, people are not gonna like this. I don't care. I could be wrong. I don't care. Spencer Rattler is my 5th. Spencer
Hey,
Rattler, if you look up talent, he's more talented than all of these quarterbacks outside of Caleb.
agreed. It's
Like,
funny.
go ahead.
It's funny you say that. So I'll quickly just do mine. So one, Caleb, easy. I don't think it should be like I said. He's a tear up above himself. 2, I'm with you. I'm Jaden Daniels as well. 3, I'm going Drake May. And I'm going off, and by the way, mine is based off of how I project them as pros, not based off of college. Not like who was the best during college. It's like if I was
Oh
drafting
yeah,
a team.
obviously. Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
no. But I'm not explaining it to you. I'm just saying for people watching. I'm saying if I was drafting a team, I'm basing it off of who I think would be the best player. Period. If I drafted them and I created my offense for them. So Drake May's my 3. He is such an electric thrower. Like he is like he'll throw some BS. But I also think that Carolina did not help him as much this year. Line wasn't the greatest. Also, wide receivers wasn't always getting open. It was a definitely down year.
Their line
Wasn't the
was
best year
trash.
for him.
Line was trash.
It was definitely a down year for Drake, and I'll give and I can't lie. I'm a Tar Heel guy, so I do watch the games. He's a very talented guy. I've seen him make what the hell throws, both good and bad. But I'm willing to bet and risk that. So I think his high is higher than anybody else outside of the first 2 I named. So he's
Quick
my number
question.
3. What's up?
Quick question. From what you saw as a Tar Heel supporter, who was better in college? Sam Howell
Trubisky.
or Drake May?
Sam, I thought you were going to go Trubisky. Sam
Trubisky wasn't
Howell.
good in college. Trubisky was actually
I
probably
know.
better. He's probably better in the league than he was in college.
No,
He
I
was
agree.
actually
Okay.
pretty good on the Bears
So okay, Howell or Drake May. Hold on. Are you saying who's better in high school? I mean in college?
in college. We know
Oh,
he's not
Sam.
better than Sam
Sam.
Howell in the
Sam.
NFL.
Sam.
We know
Sam.
that.
Sam. He was better in college.
I mean, he's not going to be better than in the NFL than Sam either. Like,
He
let's not.
is. He is.
Did you see
I
what
think he's
Sam was
way more
doing this year?
personally. I think he's way more talented. Yes, I think he's way better as a
He learned
quarterback.
everything from
If we're
Sam.
going off statistics and like success, I think Sam Howell had a better career. But if we're talking about who I think is better, Drake's made better. Drake's made better. I'll
I
take him.
think I think Sam Howell is like Baker Mayfield.
Sam Howell is Baker Mayfield, but he's not as good.
I mean, Baker Mayfield is nice though.
Anyways, so
Drake May ain't
number
better than.
4.
Hold on.
No,
Drake
no,
May
number
is not
4.
better than Baker Mayfield. We not.
Number 4.
If Baker Mayfield was in this draft, you wouldn't even be hearing about Drake May.
Number 4. I have Spencer Rattler.
I like it. I like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. The funny thing is, I thought you wasn't gonna put him in your top 5. I was like, oh, he's in my top 5. Here's the thing, and I'm on record on Twitter and everything saying this. If he was not such like legit, the only thing stopping him from being an elite quarterback in the NFL is his brain. If he can process,
I would
well,
say the only thing stopping him from being a first round pick is Caleb Williams.
that's
That was
possibly true.
if they got any other quarterback recruit, they would have never saw the field. And he was
Yeah.
look at his numbers. He was still completing over 70% of his passes. Big passing games.
Yeah, but I just I'm one of those people where he's kind of like a Brett Favre. He will make some amazing throws, but he will also give you these, brother. Why are you throwing in a quadruple coverage, brother? There's nobody there but the other team, and you just decided to throw that because he trusts his arm so much because his arm is ridiculous. And I look, I didn't care for him on QB1. He was a dick. He was not a good team player. That's not a guy who personally I would want on my team as a high schooler because he just rubbed me the wrong way in so many different ways. I would hope that now he's grown up. He's got humbled after getting benched for another recruit, and then him getting, honestly, he was undrafted or ranked as like an undrafted prospect at one point or a late rounder, and he had to work his way out the mud. I would hope that he learned from that. But the talent's there. That like as far as arm talent, he is top 2, top 3. Like he is there. And only thing is the processing of the plays. If he could process well when he starts to pick up on the game, it is gonna be a tough year for the defense. All right, because he is good. So he's my number 4. I stand true to that. My number 5 is JJ McCarthy. I think JJ McCarthy is. I think he's a Brock Purdy personally. I would think he's a guy that he can make plays for you. I think he can. I think he has the potential to. I think that he can. But also, I don't rate Brock as high as you do.
But
I
saying
think Brock is good.
Like whether you like Brock Purdy or not, he was legit an MVP candidate this year. Could you see JJ doing that?
And I will say that JJ under the right team. I'll say this: JJ under the right team has the potential to be a Pro Bowl player. I'm not gonna say All Pro or
when
MVP
you say Pro Bowl, do you mean?
I'm talking about legit. No, I'm talking legit. Legit Pro Bowl.
Was playing in the Pro Bowl. That's different.
No, I'm talking about legit Pro Bowl, like an actual Pro Bowl player. I think he has
I feel the same way. And this is the thing with Rattler. It's not really about the talent for me. I feel like that he plays with. I feel like it's about the trust of the head coach and the coordinator. If they give him a long leash, I feel like he'll be fine. If you guys know anything about Brett Favre, they came up to the coach. I believe the coach was Mike Holmgren at the time. I think so. They told him, "Hey, if we lose because you want to start this quarterback, you're fired." And he told Brett Favre, "Hey, I told them I'm not benching you. So if we both out, if you lose games." I feel like that's the type of situation Spencer Rattler needs. When you go from being a number 1 quarterback in the whole country to people saying they don't think you should start and this and that, your psyche is messed up. I feel like he needs to have a marriage of a coach that is going to stick with him when he makes mistakes and all that. If he goes to Bill Belichick, it's over. He'll be out the league.
But he's not. But here's the thing, though. He's not going to. Realistically, Spencer's best chance is second round. He's not getting drafted in the first. It's not happening. His best bet is second. It's probably going to be the third, but we'll see. He's definitely a day 2 quarterback. But yeah, still he has the potential. Now, I will say let's go ahead and go to wide receiver. Give me your top 5 wide receivers.
But before we do wide receivers, give me your wild card quarterback.
Wild card
not in your top 5, but because I can give you mine. Sam Hartman is probably better than Bo Nix. Let's just be real.
Actually, you said Sam Hartman. I was going to say, I guess Sam. I like him out of anybody else.
Sam Hartman had 2 40-touchdown seasons back-to-back. The only reason he didn't come out in the draft last year is because he got his rib removed. If you guys saw the game, his mom wore it around her neck during the game. Sam Hartman is a dog.
Yeah.
So if he goes to your team and your quarterback gets hurt, he might not get that job back. So I feel as though if he goes to the right situation, he can definitely be like a 10-year starter. He's my wild card pick. A lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, what about Michael Penix?" This is just the truth, guys. He got hurt so much that I can't.
I can't do.
He tore his ACL. He tore his AC joint in college. He's already 24. He just look at everybody who tore their ACL in college. They're going to tear it in the NFL also.
It just makes me think of like Todd Gurley kind of thing. Like, how Todd Gurley had knee issues in college, then he got to the NFL. He had maybe 2 elite years, and then he was worthless. And like, granted, I will say the thing that's going for Penix is that his game doesn't really rely on his athleticism too much because he's not really much of a mobile guy. He likes to, stand in the pocket and throw. But yet and still, man, I can't trust you.
How weird was that 40 being that fast? Like,
Yeah, and then not, what's with some of these guys that like no joke, like what's with these guys that be like pocket quarterbacks, but then somehow be running full fulls, and I'm like,
Where did that come from?
why are we? Why didn't we see this before? Like what? I don't get it. But yet still, I'm with you. Also, I will say I'm interested, and it's somebody who you probably should worry about is Milton, the Tennessee quarterback. I
Oh,
don't.
you
I'm
can
not.
have him.
Hey, listen,
You
no,
can have
listen,
him.
listen. No, listen. I'm not saying I think he's going to be elite. However, I'm just saying he does have potential to be decent.
Yeah, he got potential to be Taysom Hill. Put that boy at tight end, man. That is Jamarcus. If I was an alien and I like and I just landed on Earth, I'd be like, oh, that's like after missing like some years, I'd be like, oh, that's Jamarcus Russell Jr., right? That's his son. And we saw how that turned out. Yeah, I don't want no parts of that guy.
Hey, he also wasn't studying; he was on lean, so that's different.
Okay.
I'm just
I
saying,
think
like you
this,
ain't gonna be.
my opinion is always like, if you're that big, that strong, and have that arm, why are you not good? Like, I understand it for like Chase Daniels, like people like, oh, he might not be good, but like this dude is like 6'6", 250, can throw the ball 90 yards and wasn't good. That tells me everything I need to know.
All right, let's go ahead and
You
move.
can have him.
Let's go ahead and move on to wide receiver. All right, give me. Actually, let's do this. You gonna say your one, I say my one, then you do your two, I do my two. Let's do that.
Now this is somehow this became unpopular.
I,
I don't
I
know
already
how.
know where you're going. I don't know where.
Marvin
I don't know
Harrison
why this
Jr.
happened.
Like just look at the league lately. Like these players' sons are usually nice. Asante Samuel Jr. nice. Patrick Surtain Jr. nice.
It depends though. It depends though. Like I say this, if you had an elite parent or a really good parent who was a good player and their kid is highly ranked, they're pretty much a no chance they're gonna bust. They're gonna be an elite player. It's
Exactly.
when they're like fringe.
Like Jared
That's,
Payton.
or Brandon Rice. Like I mean,
He might be
it's
good though.
but that's what I'm saying. He might be. That's what I'm saying. He might be. But I'm talking about like you if you know just like us Patrick Surtain. His dad was really, really good. Who is he? A very good player. He's pretty much elite. Like it's just, I think that's how it goes. Clay Matthews, his dad. Like when you have highly ranked, they normally always pan out. Marvin Harrison Jr. will be a top three receiver. I don't. I have no question to even think that he won't be. It might take him a couple years
I
because
don't
it's
I don't even understand like what happened. Like
people overthink things, bruh.
like what's the flaw? Like he can run routes, he's 6'4", big strong guy. He
Can
put up
catch,
numbers. He
got
got
got a good
hands.
vert. Like what do we
And his dad had 143 catches in the season. You think his dad is not showing him how to read coverages? Like this guy's gonna have a sky high IQ. It's not like his dad is a deadbeat. He hangs out with his dad. His dad
Yeah,
was
and not to mention,
his
and I imagine that he also hung out with Peyton Manning. Like, I'm pretty sure they've had some time together as well. You know, one of the greatest ever. So, I don't know. I would think that the IQ is clearly there. The athleticism is ridiculous. He's more athletic than his damn dad is. And I mean, what there really isn't too much of a flaw if you really want to say. Like, I don't. What are we doing here? What
I
are we
don't
doing
yeah,
here?
I just think I think a lot of times people either want a hot take or they're super enamored with a certain skill. And my thing is this. I need route running, man. A lot of these gadget receivers just don't be good. John Ross was not good.
Oh, he was
Um,
terrible. Yeah, he
Tavon
ran
Austin
14.
wasn't good. Like, give me
Ah, that hurt my
the
soul. I don't know.
even at the time, I was like, "There's no way that guy's gonna
I still to this day don't understand how Tavon wasn't good. So I don't get it.
be good." Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna take. Okay, you may be fast, you have great speed, but Marvin Harrison doesn't really have flaws. He can run routes.
No.
He's also fat. That's another thing. Like he's not slow. He's fast too. Um, I think it's clearly Marvin Harrison Jr.
I'm with you.
Especially,
I think the number one wide receiver and the number one quarterback are pretty simple. I think that everything else is just playful debate. All right, so who's your number two?
number two. Um, I'm gonna go Neighbors. Neighbors is number two. He's not the greatest technician like a Marvin Harrison Jr. or a Dunze, but man, if he catch that slant, it's over. Bye bye. He's gone. So he can
Yeah,
separate. Um,
I feel like the
he
top.
had.
I feel like
Go
the
ahead.
top three are pretty set in stone. I feel like there's not too many
Not for
debates
me.
as far as
You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad at my third. I'm gonna
at
give
the
you my third.
third. Okay, well I'm with you as far as Nate Malik. I think he's also number two.
Yeah, he's
I
gonna.
think he's
Who
explosive.
would you have a pro comp for him?
Who Malik?
Neighbors.
I hate comparisons, bro. I'm just not good at them. So no, I don't.
I would say he could be like a Joey Galloway.
Joey Galloway. Isn't he bigger? Joey Galloway was a small guy though. Small, fast,
Yeah, Joey
explosive.
Galloway was small, but it don't matter because you ain't catching him.
That's facts. He wasn't catching Joey. So I mean, that's not just definitely not a bad one. He's definitely explosive, and I mean, I think that he's not as refined as a route runner, which is why I don't put him at, like as number one as live. It's crazy. Some people was talking about how they had Malik number one, and then listed all these flaws that Marvin Harrison didn't have, and I'm like, so why is he number one? Like what are we
When you
doing?
have two aliens, I feel like you got to start. You actually got to start looking at the floor. Like how I was saying earlier with the quarterbacks, it's like yeah, but some of those quarterbacks might not be good. Both of these guys are gonna be good, so you need to look at like okay, Neighbors could be Ted Ginn. That could happen.
And
Marvin
Ted
Harrison,
Ginn, and
Marvin
Ted
Harrison
Ginn
at
was very
worst,
useful.
yeah, Marvin Harrison at worst is still a 1,200 yard receiver with 8 or 9 touchdowns.
At
At
worst,
worst,
personally, at worst, I think Marvin Harrison is AJ Green, and that's
wow. And
and
AJ Green
that's
was the best receiver in the league at a point.
I know that's what that's how high I am on him. Here's the thing, but my point was more so like I feel like when I did that kind of, not comparison, but the reason why I said that his floor is that the only reason why AJ Green will never be a Hall of Famer is because he wasn't healthy. If AJ Green stays healthy, he's a Hall of Famer. And realistically, and our boy Deuce or whatever his name is, Devon's brother, he's gonna hate that I say this, but AJ Green was better than Julio.
Yeah, and people try to act like it wasn't a thing. It was a thing.
Like he was clearly better. It was just AJ kept getting hurt. Look at the stats. He had more touchdowns. He was having 1,600
We
yards.
know he had more touchdowns.
we for sure know that. He was having 1,600 yards receiving. Like he was unstoppable,
You
bro. Like
remember the movie Benchwarmers?
yeah, of course.
You
I actually
remember
watched that
when
like last week.
you remember when the dude like he couldn't see the sun? He'd be like I can't see the sun, and he would like hide in the door. That's
Yeah.
Julio Jones with touchdowns. You know, he get close to the
Hey, you
touchdown
better
like
hope you don't watch
no,
this joint.
give me away.
Oh, I'm hip. I'm hip. But like I said, I'm just saying, like, that's how dynamic AJ was. Injuries ruined his career. I mean, wasn't it like week one where he gave like Darrell Revis like 150?
Which is like,
Like,
and that doesn't even sound real. What
yeah,
you just
like
said.
he gave that man the business. And that's Darrell Revis, one of the greatest corners ever. And he was working him. So that shows you the talent level AJ was on. The only reason why he kept getting hurt because of
And
his build. He was
he had
fast.
that
He could
grace too.
jump. Yeah, he could run routes. He honestly was once again a can't miss pro. I remember him coming out. Everybody was saying he was the best prospect since Randy Moss. He came out and he honestly was showing that he is up to the level that everybody thought he would be. But injuries. Now I'm obviously hoping against this. I hope all these players stay healthy. You never want to wish this on nobody. But I think Marvin's biggest thing will be just making sure he stays healthy.
Amen. Now my third is gonna get me killed, but I don't care because
It's your list.
I'm very confident. Lad McConkey, man.
Lad
Lad
McConkey. Are you
McConkey.
kidding me?
Now this is why I say that. This guy can be Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think.
That's
First
a
of
great
all,
comparison. That is a
I
great
know,
comparison.
I be knowing my stuff. First of all, this dude is way bigger than you would think. Like people think,
With
oh, he's a
6 feet,
he's a
220.
wide, yeah, he's a wide receiver. He's probably like 5'8". No, he's 6 feet. He's the same exact size as Garrett Wilson. But this guy has that twitch ability that I don't think I've seen this since Wes Welker. I'm not joking. Like Amon-Ra is great, but he doesn't. He runs great routes, but he ain't running them like Lad McConkey though.
Yeah, and
This
he's
guy,
faster than that. It lasts faster if I believe correctly.
yes, 4.41. It was like what might have been 4.39, right?
4.39.
4.39. So he has the pull away speed. He's stronger than you think. He breaks a lot of time. Like they even run gadget plays for him, where they just get the ball in his hand. Um,
So
this
please
guy's
tell me
nice.
though. Here's my thing, because we had this discussion before. You have number 3. I'm not like I don't hate it. I don't agree with it. I don't hate it because my biggest thing is always production. His production doesn't match that. Please explain why you don't care about that.
It's not that I don't care because I'm a production guy, but I don't think in college quarterbacks have the ability to throw to the slot like that, like they'll do in the league. They
He
throw
didn't, but he didn't
predominantly,
just play at the slot though. He also was the X. He played
but
wide too. He
that's
played
not
both.
what he's not going to do that in the league.
He
He
is.
ain't
They
going to be
they
no
plan
X.
on putting him at both.
He ain't going to play X in the league. Trust me. And when you look at the league, the new way that they do it, it's not like the late '90s, early 2000s where T.O. was always on the outside, Randy Moss always on the outside. They'll put Devontae Adams right there in the slot. Like, oh, you're going to have to guard him now. You're going to have to stop Devontae Adams in the slot. He can go inside or outside. In the league, they're going to throw the ball to the slot way more than they do in college, unless you have some type of unicorn Joe Burrow quarterback where Jettis was in the slot a lot. He was just destroying people. Um, so I think the reason being is quarterbacks in college are not timing players for the most part. 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, boom. In the league, you have to do that, or you're gonna get sacked every play. So I think in the league, it's gonna be just kind of like Wes Welker was. Wes Welker was kind of a regular wide receiver. He got to a team where a quarterback has great timing, and he was literally getting 120 catches a year. Like just go look. Wes Welker might be the most underrated receiver ever. He was getting 120 catches, and everybody act like it didn't happen. I think Ladd is clearly the best route runner in the draft. I think he has the best quick twitch ability at the top of his routes, everything. And I feel like once he goes to a team, this is my dream. I'm hoping the Cardinals take Marvin Harrison Jr. at their first round pick, and I think later they should take Ladd McConkey. And
Who?
then they should take Ladd later.
No,
Later,
no. What team? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear
the
you.
Cardinals.
Oh, okay.
That's
That
what
would
I
be good for
want.
Kyler.
That's what I want. But that's just my little spiel. I think he's the third best receiver in the class.
Number 3, I have Brian Thomas, LSU.
Whoa! I didn't expect you to say that.
Yes, Brian Thomas is my number 3. I think one great factory. I'm always big on factories. When it comes to certain positions, LSU and wide receivers, Ohio State and wide receivers, I'm just gonna book it. All right, if you're the number 1 guy there, I'm gonna put you there. You automatically will be in my top 3. He's a relentless playmaker. He's been making plays for the last couple of years. Very long, can catch the 50-50s. I like the guy, man. I'm a big fan. I think that he's going to make an immediate impact as soon as he gets into the league. But like I said, I just trust that fact. They know how to develop wide receivers, and you have to kind of start looking into that stuff. It's kind of like back in the day where if you wanted a linebacker, you would go to Penn State. Penn State was like the
Or
breed.
Ohio State. Don't sleep on Ohio State.
Penn State was better. Penn State had like dogs.
Were they better?
Yes, they had like LeVar Arrington, Navarro Bowman, Dan Connor. Like they was like legit like pumping, and then they even got Micah. Like they legit was like consistent.
He's not a linebacker. Don't do that. He's an edge.
What do you mean? He came out the draft as a linebacker.
Stop it.
Literally listed as a linebacker.
He's an average linebacker. He's a great edge. Don't use
Brother,
it.
brother, I'm talking about coming out the draft. He was a linebacker.
Average linebacker, great edge.
Okay.
Ohio State linebackers might be better.
Okay, he was a top 10 pick because of he was a linebacker. That's all I have to say. Not because he was a pass rusher.
AJ Hawk, James Laurinaitis. I don't know. I might go.
Penn State's still better. Brother, honestly,
USC.
I'm not even naming all of them. I can like go down a list of like
USC was probably better too.
no, that's one year they had like a trio of linebackers and that's it.
Trio?
It will go. If you want to
They
talk about
have
linebackers of list,
They have 4 first-round linebackers.
brother, I'm talking about like consistency. You talking about one draft, one year, and also all of them it was Clay.
No,
It was
not first round, but 4.
Brian
it was
Cushing.
4 linebackers that were good in the league. Brian Cushing was arguably the best linebacker in the league at a point.
Yeah, he was on steroids. But
I don't care.
I know you
was on
don't, but
steroids.
he was. But anyways, it was Penn State, Miami. Those were 2 linebacker U's. But regardless, point being is I trust the farm. They know how to breed wide receivers. Unfortunately, my Panthers was the one team to pick a terrible wide receiver from LSU. I didn't even know it was possible, but we made it possible. But yeah,
That's
Brian Thomas.
crazy. I couldn't even get Russell Gage. I got Terrence Marshall.
Who?
I said y'all didn't even get Russell Gage. Y'all got Terrence Marshall. Russell Gage is actually good. And I just chose the one that's bad.
I'm okay. But yeah, we picked the bad one, and even though he was really good in college. But yet and still, like I said, he's my number 3. Who's your number 4?
Odunze.
Aduze.
Yes, he's gonna be nice. Another high floor guy. Ceiling is not the highest. High floor guy though. Pro player comp. I'm gonna go Keenan Allen.
Odunze. Okay.
Odunze number 4.
Stop playing. I feel you. I got Rome as my number 4 as well. Here's the thing. This is based off of obviously he had a great
You
year.
acted surprised I had the same.
Hey look,
That's
you
surprising.
gotta do that. You never know. We might cut this up and make it seem like you're shocked, but yeah, nah, same thing. But yeah, I have Rome as my number 4 as well. Here's the thing though, when I actually watched him play and watched his film and stuff like that, I'm gonna be honest with you. I came away less impressed as a lot of people did. All right, like a lot of people had like at one point I had him much lower, but then I think I kind of started reading why people were high on him and it made me bring him up. But if I go off of strictly what I saw, I don't think he's top 5 personally. I don't even know. He might be a fringe top 10 personally. Like I just wasn't as impressed as everybody else was. But yet and still, he's a big guy. I didn't even say he's like a great catcher because he's not. Like he's good, but it's like he leaves a lot to be desired.
He's a volume receiver, man.
He is a volume receiver. That guy that you got to
That's
feed.
why I didn't put. That's why I didn't put him over Ladd, even though he has better numbers than Ladd. I think he's gonna be good though. I don't think every receiver is not gonna be a jump off the screen receiver. Like that's what my top 3. All these guys jump off the screen. Marvin Harrison Jr. You don't even have to know football to be like, oh, that dude is nice.
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors, McConkey, all these dudes they jump off the screen when I watch, but it's just a certain consistency about Odunze that's like I think he's gonna be good.
Like I
I
said,
could be wrong, but I think he's gonna be good.
I think I've been convinced. But like I said, he's a big body guy, 6'3", 215. I mean, at the end of the day, jump ball guy. He's a pretty good athlete. So I will give him that. And he's my number 4. But I will say, when like the top 3, I'm very confident in my top 3. When it goes to 4 to like 10, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's close for a lot of
jumbled
guys.
up. Yeah, it's all jumbled up. It's all jumbled up.
So my number 5 actually
it's
is
my turn.
Ladd. Oh, I'm sorry.
You can go ahead though.
I already said it. My 5 is Ladd.
Explain why.
Um,
Synopsis.
Simple and plain, man. I love his hips. I love his wiggle. The guy knows how to get open. And at the end of the day, this is the get open business. So why would I not have this guy ranked highly? And I put more so on him having an average, like below average stat line because of the system. I think there's the quarterback. I think also he wasn't the number 1 target. Brock Bowers was. And I think that played a little bit into the targets, and also from a team that likes to run the ball, stay in your face, wear you down. It's not really set up for him. If you put him in Texas Tech, he's putting up literally 1,300 yards.
Yeah,
so
I think it might be worse than that. think
Yeah.
everybody likes him.
So you put him in a pass happy offense, like his numbers are gonna get ridiculous. So it's a system plays a lot in the college. So if you base it off of just the prospect and what he does and how open he can get, he has good hands, he's fast. People they used him in gadget plays and end arounds, so that shows you don't do end arounds to unathletic people except for the Panthers who did it to Ian Thompson. You know,
Oh my God, he's
that is
terrible.
the only team I know that does that. But smart teams, you don't give end arounds, you don't do screens to people that's unathletic.
And he's
So
a lot stronger than people would think too.
yeah, so he's my number five.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Yeah, he's my three. He's your five. My fifth is gonna be Xavier Leggett. Um,
Ah, my guy. He's and look, it's funny because so just a spoiler. I figured you was gonna ask me the same thing about the person I have like that's not in the top five or whatever. Xavier's my guy.
yeah,
So
he's a physical monster, strong. If he can just polish up his routes a little bit better, man, he has a high. I do think he has a higher ceiling than a lot of these guys, though.
I agree. He's a
Yeah.
DK guy. I think he's a very
Yep,
similar to
great
DK.
comparison. Yep. Um,
And I was to say, like, I'm with you on that. I mean, the guy ran a 4.3s, 230. They had it's weird because before the combine, they had him listed at 6'3". Then the combine, they had him listed at 6'1". So I'm gonna take it that he's 6'1". But with cleats on, he might be 6'2" ish. But he is an athletic freak, like an athletic freak. I seen the fact that he's 6'1", 230 or whatever it is, and I seen him take a slant to the house like he was OBJ. I was sold. I
yeah,
was sold. You can't teach that.
and he's the prime example of high ceiling, low floor guy, in my opinion.
Yes.
This guy can honestly be like one of the best receivers in the league, or he can be Traylon Burks.
Oh, he could be out the league in 3 years.
Yep.
100%. Like, and I do think that's a risk. Me being a Panthers fan, I think that that's a guy that we're really leaning towards. So I honestly had to dive real deep into him because we're not getting any of the top five guys. We're obviously getting the later. And so Xavier name came up a lot. And so I kept looking at his film and I'm just like, he has it. Obviously, it scares me because he's only had one good year. He's a fifth year senior. And he had 2 years with Spencer, so you can't even use he never had quarterback play. He had him the year before, but he didn't play much. So that kind of scares me a little bit. But at the same time, I'm also one of those guys of maybe he finally got it. And if he got it, who's to sit here and say he's not going to continuously get better? He's such an athletic freak that I personally think that if he can, or if he did figure it out, who's to sit here and say he can't grow even more in the NFL? And there's certain things that he has that you just can't teach. He doesn't have the greatest hips. He's not the greatest route runner. But the thing that I love the most is when he has the ball in his hand, he can go 100. He can literally
Debo
go
Samuel
off.
potential, man. He could
Yeah,
be
so
Debo Samuel.
exactly. So I'm really high on him too. But yeah, that was the guy that I'm looking out for the most. So I guess I kind of already answered the question. So you go ahead and tell me the guy that's not in your top five that that is not ranked highly, not really talked about as much, but honestly has the potential to be better than some of the guys in the top five.
So it's kind of reverse for me because the guy I didn't have a guy in my top five that I've seen like as high as two on people boards, and that's Brian Thomas Jr. He's not in my top five, but you know he can be great. He can be, but I think I don't. From what I've seen, he's not the most physical guy. He just kind of started playing football. I don't know. I really kind of get that. Kind of scares me when somebody hasn't been playing that long. It's kind of like, so did you just start playing because somebody's like, yeah, you should play football, and you don't really love it? Because the guys that get better are usually the guys that love it. I don't like his physicality, and I don't like him getting off presses. But he got the talent, so he will be my wild card for wide receivers.
Okay, I respect that. Now, I will say a wide receiver prospect that I don't like, and I'm probably hating, and I'm probably saying this because Kelvin Benjamin was our wide receiver, but I'm not feeling Keon Coleman. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not feeling him, and it's not even because of the slow 40 time. Like I don't really care about. I'm on record. I don't care about 40 times. He can run a 4.6. That doesn't bother me. It's what I saw on tape that bothered me. That he did not get open. Like this man was getting strapped so much, and he just made crazy catches. And you could do that in the league. I'm not saying he's not going to, but as a person who's seen a quarterback have to struggle with constantly throwing in tight windows because the wide receiver cannot get open. You have to throw a certain way or at a certain place consistently. It leads to a lot of bad plays and interceptions. Not a fan of it. I think he can be good. He definitely has potential. I mean, he's a big guy, can catch, make spectacular catches and plays. He can get off the press and get you guys, like, especially little corners. Good luck trying to get him anywhere. He's going to go wherever he wants to go. But quarterbacks are getting bigger. So it's like kind of like you're not going to really get those 5'10", 180-pound corners too much anymore. You're kind of getting the 6'1s, the 190, 200-pound guys. So yeah, it's kind of hard to play bully ball as much. But I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I like that, man. That's.
Yeah.
I feel like we both have different lists, but we both see where each other is coming from on these lists,
Oh,
which
100%.
is
I see where
good.
you're coming from with your picks. Now, so before we go, now let's talk about a prospect that we have not talked about that you are looking forward to getting drafted the most, that you think is going to make the biggest impact in the draft that we have not named.
Hmm. I think Joe Alt is going to be amazing. I'm gonna say Joe Alt. I think like he's gonna be. I think he could be like a All Pro. So I would say Joe Alt.
Joe Alt. And what makes you say think he's going to be an all pro?
The feet he got his feet like he's big, but he has feet like almost like a tight end. He's nice. I think he's gonna be a great at pass protection. He's not the nastiest guy as far as running plays and everything like that, but he just is a technician, man. I think that guy's gonna be nice. I really hope he goes to a team like the Chargers, but that might not happen. But that's what I would hope.
I'm gonna go Brock Bowers, man. I'm telling you this right now. I think that this kid is going to be an amazing asset to whatever team he gets drafted to. A do-it-all tight end, and this dude is like that. Like when I saw him, what was it his sophomore year, and I was like, oh, this dude about to be the number one tight end coming out. And they was like, oh, he a sophomore. I was like, what? Yeah, I did with this dude another year. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, this dude going top 10. Like,
This let me know if you hate this as well. How teams are like, oh, he's a tight end. You can't draft him that high. It's like, why not?
I guarantee you, if everybody knew Travis Kelce for who he is, and they knew he was going to do what he was going to do, he'd be a top 5 pick.
Why
Is that
not?
wrong? Is anybody going to say no? So that statement makes no sense to me. It makes zero sense. You're an impact player. Like, do the Chiefs win all those Super Bowls without him? Probably not. Like, are they as
Probably zero.
successful? You say what?
Probably zero Super Bowls.
Yeah, probably. Like he is such an asset towards that team, especially now that they have pretty much no good receivers. They have like pretty average receivers. They ain't got no great ones. He's their great receiver. So like to say anybody to sit here and say, oh, you don't draft tight ends. Okay, he can make that kind of impact, and that's how high I am on Brock Bowers. Like Rob Gronkowski, he's what, a
Travis
second?
Kelce.
What was Rob a second round pick?
Yeah.
If everybody knew who Gronk was going to be, he would be a top 5 pick.
He might be the first pick in the draft.
Exactly. You have a freaking tackle and a tight end. Like, brother, like there's no debate when it comes to this stuff. Same
I
thing
don't
for
get
Chris.
the tight end. I don't get the
I
tight
don't get the
end.
same thing for even running back. Like, brother, if you make an impact. Christian McCaffrey is a running back. Y'all say don't draft running backs high. At the end of the day, Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the league, or top 3. I'm obviously a little biased because I'm a
What?
Panthers fan, but at the end of the day, he's number 1 in my
Top 3.
opinion.
Who is even? Is
I'm
anybody
just
close
saying.
to
I'm
him?
just saying for people who wants to do those little playful debates.
Well, who
I'm
is
just saying,
like? I'm
regardless.
just asking, like, who would be close?
I don't know. I don't. I don't think so. I think it's clearly Christian. But I'm just saying, like, you base off of potential of how they're going to fit in your team and the impact on your team. Brock Bowers will change. Like, he's gonna end up going later because they don't value quarterbacks. He's gonna go to a playoff caliber team and he's gonna elevate that team, and they're gonna be really good because of that. So I think Brock is gonna make an immediate impact. He is a game changer. He's a game changer. Okay, he's going to be a top 5 player. I mean, a top 5 tight end in the league easily.
He nice, bro. He got everything. Yards after catch,
Yeah,
everything.
he's fat. He's fast enough. He got great hands. He's a big body guy. Like brother, and he can run routes. Good luck. Good luck. You're not strapping him, brother. Like it's going. He's gonna have a good time. Like I said, whoever drafts him, and they were talking about us possibly getting. I was like, I'll take anything over Ian Thomas. So, if we trade up,
That'd be a good element for Bryce.
it would be, but we have to trade up some stuff, and I don't really care for that. But I would love to have him. Like, why wouldn't I want him? He's gonna make plays. So that's my pick. We haven't talked too much on the defense end, but we're gonna talk about that another time. We do plan on doing a draft watch party. All right, we're gonna do day 2. It's gonna be draft 2 and 3. We're gonna do a probably go like maybe 15 minutes beforehand, and then we're gonna watch the draft together. Not obviously together because we live in different states now. But we'll watch the draft and then we'll break down some of the picks and have some fun conversations. We might, and this is a draft party watch, so we're not gonna just talk about just straight football. We might go into tangents and start talking about rap. Who knows? We'll see what's going. It might be another diss track that might drop on Friday.
Real quick before we go, what is your dream scenario? Like
For our Panthers,
like just period. Like what would you like to see happen in the draft that a lot of people may not be talking about?
here's the thing. The thing I love the most about NFL draft is not even just the like number one pick and the players getting drafted. I think those are amazing stories and stuff. But I love seeing the NFL players getting traded. So the story that I'm looking forward to is Brandon Ayuk and T. Higgins and Trey Hendrickson. Where are they going? Are they getting traded tomorrow? Now, I do think one of the 3 will get traded tomorrow. I don't know who. I'm not sure who. But I know someone's getting traded, and I want to know who. So that's the story that I care about, the story that I'm looking forward to, because me and you, we both are the same when we say players are better than draft picks. No matter of how we view the top 5 of either position or any position, we know that it's still a gamble. There's a chance, a legit chance that Caleb Williams is ass. There's a chance that Marvin Harrison just doesn't pan out, whether it's injuries or he just somehow, who knows, substance abuse. It could be anything. We don't know. We can't see the future. But what we do know is if you was good in the NFL, if you was an elite player in the NFL, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be elite the next year. Like we value players over picks.
Outside of David Boston.
And that was random for sure. Like, but yet still, like, if you're an elite player, you're an elite player. We choose players over picks any day of the week. So I'm interested to see who's gonna trade for a proven good player. What about you?
I want to see Sam Hartman go to the Saints because I think it'll be the classic, like, oh, the Saints took a quarterback. Oh, he's not going to play. Then that quarterback gets hurt, and then Sam Hartman.
Or he might just get benched because he's not good. But that's another conversation.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like Derek Carr, guys.
At all.
I like Derek Carr. Derek Carr he's pretty good, but I do think Derek Carr's not good enough to where teams are like, oh, there's no way we don't want to see what this other quarterback looks like. I don't think he's that good. Like he's not Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, we know
Patrick
that.
Mahomes. Yeah, like it's only certain quarterbacks. Like they backup quarterback. Like this is one reason Aaron Rodgers was nice. Matt Flynn threw for 400 yards and 6 touchdowns, and nobody even. It wasn't a controversy at all. It was just like
No, they just said
it was just like, yeah, Matt Flynn.
They said where he going. They said where
Matt
he
Flynn
going.
threw for 400, but man, we gotta get ready for the playoffs. Like
Hey,
like a lot of quarterbacks never did that. Like in their whole
hey,
career.
that's funny you brought that up. 'Cause it's funny. He threw for like 6 touchdowns, and then nobody said anything. They said he broke the franchise record, and they was like, "Dang, he's gonna find a nice home next year." I said, "Ain't here. It ain't gonna be here."
But it ain't gonna be here.
Hey, you know how good of a quarterback you gotta be for somebody to say that's funny though. That's very true. Because if you was an average quarterback, I'm like, oh, it's a controversy. Ain't nobody say that. It's like, no, that dude gotta go somewhere.
Even blink, like, yeah, we ready for the playoffs. I think this our year. If that had been Derek Carr, he might not have saw light of day.
Oh no, he'd have been benched that day.
What?
Yeah.
Hey Derek, yeah, I know we were 15-1 this year, man, but yeah, you can get the hell out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He was just we can't start you no more, brother. We got to start this man. Nah, 100%.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I would really like to see. I would like to see Sam Hartman go there. You go to a team with a running back that can catch out the backfield.
Wash.
They got Chris Olave and one of the best deep threats in the league, Rashid Shaheed. Man, I think he might be one of the most underrated players in the league. But I think if Sam Hartman or Spencer Rattler can fall there, oh man.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie. That Spencer Rattler, that kind of will get me a little. That kind of will bother me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, granted, I might be okay because it might be another Jameis Winston, but he also might be really good. I don't know.
Shout out to the funniest man, second funniest man in the world right now, Jameis Winston. Man, just saw the video of him fully clothed in the church. Taking snaps, man. It's just like you just can't get funnier than that guy. And
it's so natural too. That's the best thing. It's natural.
That's just a funny guy, man.
Naturally funny. I already said it. Like, Jameis could never be my quarterback. I couldn't take him serious. Like, he's just
once he ate the W, it was over.
I can't take him serious. He's too playful of a person. Like, even if being serious, he's too playful. I'm good.
I can't be on Jameis' side because of the picks. That's just me.
But can you imagine how funny he probably is after he throw picks? Can you imagine how hilarious he probably is?
He probably don't even realize he threw a pick.
Hey, I really just they need to mic him up. I need to see like a reality show with Jameis because I feel like that'd probably be the funniest thing out. But we definitely went way over. We can keep this posted. Thank you guys for watching as always. We're gonna try to keep up with some more content, be consistent as we can. I think that this app is actually really dope. So I think we'll be able to start working a lot more and start doing more shows. Training camp is right around the corner. Then we got mini camp also around the corner. And we still got a few free agents. So, there's a lot of football stuff we could talk about. Still NBA playoffs. That's going down. I know I know Kay got a lot of opinions when it comes to the NBA playoffs. So we could probably do some stuff there as well.
Shout out to Miami getting that road win versus Boston today. Go Heat.
Well, I'm a Hornets fan, so I don't care. Go Fever. Yeah. So, as always, man, follow me on social media at Papa Showtime, Josh Showtime, whichever one you find me at. Where can they find you, K?
Broadway K on Instagram and usually everything else except Twitter. Lord of the Squad on Twitter.
All right. Y'all be blessed, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Peace.